C.S. Lewis, or Jack Lewis as he preferred to be called, was born in Belfast, Ireland on November this. He was the second son of this person. His older brother had been born, so we are not reading the comma to comma part. His older brother had been born 3 years dash in 1895. So we talked about the birth date of this person, 1898, and then we are comparing it with his older brother was born 3 years dash. So because the brother is older, so obviously he would have born 3 years earlier to him. 3 years previous, 3 years former, past or earlier, because it's a comparison between the ages of two people. So we'll follow second form of verb, V2, which is earlier, words that end with ER. 3 years earlier in 1895. Lewis's early childhood was relatively happy and carefree. In those days, Northern England was not yet dashed by bitter civil strife, and the Lewises were comfortably off. So this structure, or these words, Northern Ireland was not yet dashed by bitter civil strife, means something negative had not happened by that time. And we have overwhelmed, plagued, inundated, and beset. The meaning of the word overwhelmed is a common word that we use. Overwhelmed means too much of something. That is how we use the word overwhelmed. So here we need a negative word. Overwhelmed is not a negative word. Inundated, the meaning of inundated is also overwhelmed only. Both are synonyms. And the meaning of the word beset is trouble, which you have persistently. If you have trouble, that is called beset. And then plagued means to cause continuous distress or to cause continuous problem to something. So here the answer would be plagued. So we are saying Northern Ireland was not yet plagued by, means this thing has not caused that continuous distress. So we need the word cause here, which we don't have in beset. That is why we'll go with plagued. And the Lewises were comfortably off. The family home, called Little Lee, was a large gabled house with dark narrow passages and an overgrown garden, which Warnie and Jack played in and dashed together. So they have used past form of verb for played. We'll also go with past form of verb, and we had only one, which is explode, so that will be the answer. There was also a library that was crammed with books, and this and that. This somewhat dash boyhood came to an end for Lewis when his mother became ill and died of cancer in 1908. So this, what kind of boyhood this was. In the previous sentences they have talked about all happy things about their boyhood or their childhood or their early young years. So obviously we need a positive word here. Heavenly is not a word that we can use to describe boyhood or life. Heavenly is used for heavenly bodies like outside the planet, earth planet, or heavenly is also used with something which is very, very beautiful to see, something in that sense we use heavenly. Calm, but the boys were really full of fun, full of curiosity, excitement, so we cannot say they were calm. Again, peaceful would be very quiet, but their childhood was so exciting. So we'll go with idyllic. Idyllic basically means very happy, in which there was no problem. So can be a synonym of joyous, that they used to fun, laugh, enjoy their lives. That is idyllic boyhood. Dash, a month after her death, the two boys were sent away from home to go to boarding school in England. So easily a month, scarcely means scarcely. So when you want to say something is limited, then we use the word scarce. And easily a month is not a measure of a month. Hardly and barely are very very related synonyms. They hardly have a difference in them. So hardly is more used with when you have quantity of something. So month would be like, we want to say not even a month had passed when the boys were sent to the boarding school. So not even, we use hardly for that. And barely, kind of same, but when you want to say almost not, so you want to say like 99.9% of the thing is no. So in that sense we use barely. So like we say, he barely got a chance, means almost no chance. So in that sense. And hardly would be going with something that we can at least measure or count. So a month, that not even a month had passed. that they were sent to the boarding school, and Lewis hated the school with its strict rules and hard dash headmaster. So hard is one word that they have used for headmaster. We need another word to describe headmaster. Caring is positive, but the way they have framed the sentence, we need a negative word. Unfeeling is not a word that we use to describe human beings. Cold or unsympathetic. So cold is a very general word, but unsympathetic is a word that we use for behaviors. So unsympathetic would be the answer in this case. It's not getting selected, but it would be unsympathetic.